So it's time to shoot the intro for the video. Day in the life. I got an idea in my head. I just don't know if it's gonna work. Okay, that didn't work at all. Scene! Making stuff is fun, but if you want to do it for a living, you need to sell it. If you need to sell stuff, you need customers. One of the best ways to get those customers is social media. And people can only watch so many process videos of the same type of thing, especially for me. I make so many mugs. How many times can you watch me make a mug? Or look at pictures of your finished work. People want you to be authentic, and part of that is what goes on behind the scenes. So today, I'm filming a day in the life video. These have become a lot more popular. I figured it'd be a great time to make a behind the scenes video where I just show you how I go about documenting my day and just things that I think will help you stand out above the rest. And when it comes to social media, you need to differentiate. I can't even say that. You need to differentiate. We're gonna change that word. You need to stand out. This is gonna be mainly a behind the scenes on a day in the life video, but these tips will apply to just filming yourself in general. And I think that every artist or maker should be filming yourself. And so I'll kind of lay out why in this video, and hopefully it'll help you. So let's jump in. So as we walk through this, there's two key aspects that you need to keep in mind that'll really help separate you from the rest of the people. And like I said, distinguish yourself from everybody else. And one is, what did I say it was? Oh yeah. First one is keep it visually interesting. What can you do to make this a little bit more interesting for the viewer? The thing about day in the life videos or behind the scene videos is they're typically a lot slower. And so as we go through the progression, we need to keep the audience's attention. So we're gonna be telling a story, but we're also gonna be trying to keep it visually interesting. The way I do this a lot is I use multiple cameras or multiple camera angles. It takes a little bit longer, but it's worth it. Second is sound. We're trying to immerse our audience. That's what behind the scenes is. We want them to feel like they're here with us. So sound is a great way to pull people into that environment. Even in my short videos, you'll see I still leave in the sound of like the clay hitting the table or the bags unwrapping or the scale moving. A lot of times people just put music over everything. That's great, but it makes a disconnect from what's actually happening. So get yourself a microphone or find a way to capture that sound clearly, and sometimes just cut a sound out and overlay it over your video. You'll see that as we go along. But I just wanted to point those two things out in the beginning, so as this video moves, you can keep an eye out for when I'm trying to do that. Now there's like so many different ways that people go about filming these day in the life videos. Some people like to film them like right from the morning, or at least set it like it's the morning when they wake up.
Hello. Yeah, this isn't really me.
Yeah, that's just not, that doesn't really fit with me and my style, and also I'm not really trying to film myself right when I wake up in the morning. Okay, so let's get started. 9 a.m. I'm showing up to the studio after having breakfast with a friend. This is called the establishing shot. You're gonna take multiple shots. I mean, this one I think took 4 or 5 different angles. And you're just walking back and forth. If you're filming by yourself, you're gonna be doing things over and over again, but that's okay. Just enjoy it. And those are the 3 angles that I decided to keep, but I turned about 30 seconds from each shot into just this video right here. And you can see, it doesn't take long, it just sets the scene, and let's go. Just got here, 9 o'clock, gonna come in, work on creating some ideas. I've wanted to do this video for a while, so the first part of this day is just going to be me kind of getting ideas and figuring out what I want to do for today. So I'm going to take some notes, I'm going to watch a few videos for inspiration, see what other people are doing and what seems to work. The studio is definitely a mess, so we should probably pick some of that up. Okay, this might sound weird, but you need to script your videos. So I knew I wanted to talk about the research, where I sat down and I was watching other people do this style of video, and I wanted to see what's going on. Yo, get that research in. And then I was writing things down, or scripting, basically what I was gonna do, and making it my own style. That's why I got the close-up shot of me writing, and the shot of me sitting at the computer so I could talk about it, and then have something to show as well. And if you're gonna be talking, it really helps just to script it because you don't wanna ramble. The more you know your process, the easier this part is. You say, okay, I'm gonna be filming this today, I need to film this, this, and this, and I can do this shot here, and I can shoot this here to make it interesting. But you can see this was my original intro, and I may play a little bit of this. I didn't script this part, I was just like, oh yeah, I'll just come in and say something about the video. and I stumble over everything. Here's a day in the life of a full-time artist and social media. Full-time artist, I'm a potter, social media, production. That's not what I want to say. I don't really know what I'm going to say. And you can see it just doesn't go well. And just taking like 30 seconds to write down, okay, say this, helps you so much. It doesn't have to be word for word. Just write the idea out. The point of that is you want to get rid of everything that you don't need to say. Only say what needs to be said. The minimum amount of words you can use, the better. Okay, but now I'm starting to make stuff. And so this is part of me scripting. I say, okay, I need to clean up. So I'm going to be putting things away. So you can see I'm using that flexible tripod to get an angle close to the mugs, and then I move that camera to where I'm putting the stuff, and you only need a few seconds, so it doesn't take that long. I ended up putting a camera on the tray that I was carrying, so you get a different perspective of me just walking with it. Anything I can to just tell the story without having to say everything. A voiceover is great, but sometimes it's better to just show people and not tell people. If you're filming by yourself, you're gonna have to cut a lot of it out. But you're also gonna have to do things multiple times because you probably don't have multiple cameras. I filmed a lot of this with just my phone. I also have a nicer camera too. That's what I'm filming this video on. And so I filmed my day in the life video with 2 cameras. I'm really only using a tiny bit from each one. If you're filming yourself, don't overthink it. Like, you don't need a nice camera. Your phone should work. I mean, unless you got a flip phone, then you're probably not gonna do it. But a phone is pretty much all you need. I also use this. This is a mouse case. And so this is like a quick connect. And so this little tripod here can be configured. You can just change your phone around. It's very easy to change. I love this case. This case is awesome. I drop my phone all the time. This case does a great job of protecting it and being lightweight. And then with this little tripod here, I can get a lot of the cool shots that I need. And I'll show you that as we go on throughout the day. So let's move it around a little bit. This is a great example of what you can do with a tripod. I just set it up and my frame stays exactly the same. I just mark where I stand and then I can get this good transition shot. All right, well, I had a sweet older lady come in the shop who was also a potter, and she was talking to me about a bunch of stuff and showing me some different techniques and things. It's always cool to hear other people, like, just the way they do things and like the studios that they work at and stuff like that. But anyways, I definitely got distracted, spent like too long on the computer, social media, whatever, looking up some of this other stuff. And so now it's time to get the brain focused back again. So let's keep on documenting as it's time to make some lunch. Oh yeah, put on that cinematic. Boom. That is delicious. All right, again, so yeah, it's food, but we're just trying to bring the viewer into what's going on during the day. And this is another great opportunity to bring in some of that sound. Like, you get the sound of the can and the soup coming out. It doesn't take much. You know, just set the camera up. Again, I'm just filming what I'm naturally doing and trying to make it interesting enough that I can add it into the video. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There's a lot of stuff that gets left on the cutting room floor when you're doing a video like this. Got the soda water. Got to document that crisp. Oh, I forgot to press record. Oh, I forgot to press record. Guess I'm just gonna have to get one of those later. And this is an example of when things don't always work out like you want. You gotta remember to press record. All right, so about 3 o'clock, I had a friend call me and I was getting kind of distracted anyway. So I ran home to grab some of my frozen burritos that I have typically for breakfast at the studio, but brought that back, had a breakfast burrito this afternoon and some coffee to get me back in the swing of things, and talked to the friend. It was about 30 minutes, but by the time I got back to the studio and finished eating, it was pretty much over. So it didn't really distract me, it just kind of helped me having that call from the homie, you know? And it's always good to hear your friends. That's one of the things that I love about this job, is that I just get to like talk to people on the phone sometimes, and they can call me up and I can just talk while I'm working. Today was a little different since I was filming a lot, and it's, you know, you had to make sure you're not talking while you're filming, but it was good. Gotta get the classic slam the clay down shot. Can't even see me. Keep documenting, baby. Working on that ASMR. Oh, we're still recording. Jeepers. And this video is going to be a lot to edit. I can already tell. Alright, and I did actually make some pottery today, and since this is still kind of a day in the life video, even though it's just behind the scenes, I wanted to show you guys. And again, you know, move the camera around a lot, grab what you can, get what you need, and enjoy just the sounds of the studio. Remember, the whole point of showing a process video is because people like you and they want to see your work. They want to see how you do it. They want to see you in your process. Even though people have probably seen me throw hundreds of mugs at this point, they still like to see me making stuff. All right, ASMR style. And so I have to constantly remind myself of that. And so I will always be showing the things that I find mundane, you know? And when you don't do it every day, you're like, oh, that's cool looking. So, you know, I'm just making some beer mugs and I'm going through, set the time lapse up. Sometimes a time lapse is all you need. That's what's great about filming on your phone. Time lapses are very easy to do on your phone. It used to take like software and a lot of editing. Now it's easy. You just set the time lapse up and you can capture a lot of your process and just show it really quickly, you know? And time lapses work great for just capturing a span of time. I'm sure we've all seen time lapses. We know what they are. Okay, at the beginning of this video, you saw me filming this, and this is going back to the behind the scenes, and sometimes it's worth it to just take a little bit of extra time and do something to add to your video. Okay, so it's time to shoot the intro. You know, the work here, we got the light set up, we've got the phone. So I wanted to make an intro that says like a day in the life. And since I'm based in pottery, I was like, okay, I'm gonna write it in the clay. The first time it didn't work. You usually have to try things multiple times. Okay, that didn't work at all. But it was worth it. And so a little bit of movie magic, throw it in reverse, and it looks like all of a sudden, boom, the words just appear. So it was definitely worth it. And to get this shot, I'm using this flexible phone holder so that I can get this nice top-down shot. And I do this a lot, and it makes a very unique perspective. It just kind of has that, almost like a indie film kind of vibe, looking straight down, you know, like something like, kind of like Wes Anderson, you know, weird shots. All right, what did I miss? Have you learned anything? But thanks for coming along with me. If you want to see the way this day in the life video came out, it's on Instagram. I ended up making it about 3 minutes long. If you're not following me on Instagram, you definitely should, but go to Instagram, you'll see the day in the life. I'll try to link to it in the description so you don't have to go searching for it. Give me a follow. If you go to that video from this video, can you just leave me a comment that you came from YouTube so that I'll know that people actually watched this to the end and went to Instagram? I think that'd be kind of cool. And you can also comment here on YouTube too, because I think the algorithm likes it. Maybe give this a like and a subscribe and all those good things. But thank you so much for spending your time with me. And check out this video if you want to see something else from me or this one. And we'll talk later. Until the next day in the life.